As the African sun dips below the horizon, the savanna transforms into a realm of contrasts, where golden light bathes the land and shadows stretch long across the plains. This breathtaking expanse, seemingly tranquil, is in truth a crucible forged by the relentless forces of nature. Every blade of grass, every patch of cracked earth tells a story of survival and adaptation. Herds of zebra and antelope move with measured caution, their senses finely tuned to the subtlest changes in their environment. The flick of an ear, the sudden stillness of a herd, or the distant alarm call of a bird can signal the presence of danger. Each animal is a master of vigilance, reading the language of the land with instinctive precision. The savanna itself is an ever-changing test of endurance. Under the punishing glare of the midday sun, the ground fractures and grasses shrivel, leaving only the hardiest plants and creatures to persist. Waterholes shrink to muddy puddles, and the promise of rain becomes a distant hope. In this landscape, survival demands constant movement. Herds trek for miles, following ancient migratory routes etched into memory by generations past. Predators navigate this unforgiving stage with silent mastery. Lions dissolve into the golden grass, their movements almost imperceptible. Cheetahs perch atop termite mounds, scanning for the slightest flicker of movement. Leopards and wild dogs employ patience and teamwork, each step calculated, every breath measured as they prepare to strike with lethal efficiency. The savanna's silence is an illusion, concealing a world of tension and anticipation. Every rustle in the grass could be the whisper of a stalking hunter or the frantic escape of prey. The air is thick with the scent of fear and the promise of opportunity, as predator and prey engage in a silent dialogue of survival. Elephants lift their trunks, drawing in the scents carried by the wind, deciphering messages invisible to the eye. Giraffes freeze, their gaze sweeping the horizon for any sign of disturbance. Even the smallest creatures, birds, rodents, insects, react instantly to the shifting mood of the plains. Every movement is a calculated risk, a delicate balance between hunger and safety. When the chase erupts, it is a spectacle of raw speed and split-second decisions. A gazelle's explosive leap, an impala's zigzag sprint, or a cheetah's lightning acceleration, each moment is a contest of reflexes and endurance. For the hunted, hesitation is fatal. For the hunter, a single misstep means another day without a meal. As dusk settles, the savanna's rhythm shifts. Lionesses emerge from the shadows, their eyes reflecting the last rays of sunlight. Elephants cluster together, their trunks entwined in silent reassurance. Wildebeest graze in tight formation, ever watchful, while hyenas and other nocturnal hunters prepare for the night's opportunities. Every species adapts its strategy, responding to the changing light and the shifting balance of power. The savanna is a living tapestry, woven from intricate relationships and fleeting alliances. Zebras and antelope band together, their numbers offering safety in unity. Birds like oxpeckers and guinea fowl serve as sentinels, raising alarms at the first hint of danger. Even baboons and warthogs form uneasy truces, their fates intertwined by the ever-present threat of predation. Each hunt is a masterclass in strategy and cooperation. Lion prides communicate with subtle gestures, orchestrating ambushes with silent precision. Wild dogs rely on relentless pursuit and flawless teamwork, while vultures and scavengers bide their time, ready to claim what remains. The outcome of every hunt ripples through the ecosystem, determining who will feast and who will endure another day of hunger. The aftermath of the hunt is etched in the landscape. powerful jaws tearing flesh, elephants forming protective barriers around their young, and the wounded limping into the shadows. Scavengers descend, each playing a vital role in the cycle of life and death. The marks of survival are everywhere, written in scars, broken horns, and the wary glances of those who have endured. The eyes of predator and prey reveal the essence of the savannah's struggle. In the predator's gaze there is unwavering focus and determination. In the hunted, a flash of terror and the will to survive. Every encounter is a crucible, testing the limits of instinct, speed, and resilience. Each species has evolved remarkable adaptations to meet the savannah's challenges. Giraffes stretch their necks to reach untouched foliage. Elephants wield their trunks and tusks with dexterity, and meerkats stand sentinel, scanning for threats. Even the elusive aardvark emerges at dusk, its powerful claws perfect for unearthing hidden insects. Every adaptation is a testament to the ingenuity of life in this demanding environment. With the first light of dawn, the savannah awakens to a new chapter. Herds embark on epic migrations, braving swollen rivers and lurking predators. Dust swirls in the air as thousands of hooves pound the earth, each step a testament to endurance and hope. The story of the savannah is one of perpetual motion, an endless cycle of challenge, adaptation and triumph, where every moment is shaped by the unyielding struggle to survive. Deep within the golden expanse of the African savannah, predators emerge not as villains, but as the silent architects of nature's equilibrium. Their watchful eyes scan the horizon, ever alert, shaping the destiny of every creature beneath the vast sky. Their presence orchestrates a complex ballet between hunter and hunted, where every calculated step and subtle movement ripples through the ecosystem, influencing the lives of both predator and prey in ways both seen and unseen. Without these apex hunters, herds of wildebeest and antelope would multiply unchecked, stripping the land of its precious grasses and leaving behind a barren, lifeless earth where only dust and silence remain. Lions and cheetahs, with their keen senses, single out the frail, the injured, the young, or those who lag behind, ensuring that only the most resilient individuals endure and the herds remain strong and healthy. This relentless process of natural selection sharpens the instincts of the survivors as the swift and vigilant escape danger, passing on their hard-earned resilience to the next generation. Each pursuit is a high-stakes contest of speed, agility and strategy, where the outcome is determined in heartbeats, and every decision can mean the difference between life and death. The mere presence of predators keeps grazers perpetually alert, their senses sharpened by the constant threat, prompting migrations that shape the very patterns of life across the plains. After the hunt, scavengers like hyenas, vultures and jackals descend upon the remains, stripping every morsel and ensuring that nothing is wasted, recycling nutrients back into the ecosystem. The nutrients left behind seep into the earth, fueling the regrowth of grasses and wildflowers, drawing herds back to these rejuvenated pastures and completing the cycle of renewal. The lion's thunderous roar at dawn and the hyena's haunting call at dusk echo across the plains, marking the rhythm of the savannah's eternal struggle and harmony. Wild dogs move with silent coordination, cheetahs rely on explosive bursts of speed, and leopards melt into the shadows, each predator mastering a unique strategy, carving out a distinct role in the intricate web of life. Together, these guardians uphold the rhythm of life and death, ensuring that the savannah remains a vibrant, ever-renewing tapestry where every creature has its place and purpose. In Botswana's legendary Savuti region, the relentless dry season strips the land of moisture, transforming every remaining waterhole into a stage for survival. The cracked earth radiates heat, and the air shimmers above the shrinking pools, where life and death are separated by mere inches of muddy shoreline. As the sun climbs higher, a pride of lions approaches the last vestiges of water. Their movements are deliberate, each step calculated to conserve energy in the oppressive heat. The pride's golden coats are dusted with fine sand, blending seamlessly with the brittle grass and sun-baked soil. With remarkable stealth, the lions slip into the thick, cooling mud at the water's edge. Submerged almost entirely, only their eyes and ears break the surface, scanning for the slightest sign of movement. The mud masks their scent and muffles their presence, turning them into living shadows beneath the surface. Time seems to slow as the lions remain perfectly still, their bodies pressed low and muscles coiled beneath the surface. Each lioness is a study in patience, her gaze unwavering, her breathing shallow and controlled. The silence is broken only by the distant calls of birds and the faint rustle of wind across the savannah. As dusk approaches, herds of buffalo and zebra, driven by thirst, edge closer to the treacherous waterhole. Their hooves sink into the mud, each step tentative, nostrils flaring as they scan for danger. In a flash of coordinated power, the lions erupt from their hiding places, launching themselves at the startled prey with explosive force. The ambush is swift, the element of surprise absolute. The thick, clinging mud becomes an unexpected ally for the predators. Buffalo and zebra, their legs mired in the sticky earth, struggle desperately to escape. Each frantic movement is slowed, their strength sapped by the relentless grip of the mud, turning the waterhole into a deadly trap. Camouflage is the lion's greatest advantage. Their bodies, slick with mud, merge perfectly with the dark, wet earth. Only the glint of their eyes betrays their presence as they stalk their quarry, every muscle and sense attuned to the hunt. The lions' mastery of their environment is on full display. When the hunt is successful, the pride wastes no time. They drag their hard-won prize from the muddy water's edge, their bodies streaked with mud and triumph. The waterhole, once a place of peril, becomes a banquet hall where hunger is finally conquered. The waterhole itself is a master of deception. Its surface appears calm, but beneath danger lurks unseen. Prey animals, desperate for water, lower their heads to drink, oblivious to the silent predators lying just beneath the surface, their presence masked by mud and stillness. For the lions, mud is both shield and snare. It conceals their approach, muffles their movements, and even cools their bodies in the relentless heat. For the unwary, it is a trap from which there is little hope of escape, turning the very landscape into a weapon. Every tactic is honed by necessity. The lion's intelligence shines as they adapt to the ever-changing challenges of the dry season. Their alert eyes miss nothing, and their strategies evolve with each hunt, revealing a depth of cunning and resilience forged by the harshest conditions. Across the sun-bleached plains, the pride transforms adversity into opportunity. The unforgiving landscape, with its cracked earth and vanishing water, becomes a powerful ally in their relentless pursuit of survival. Every hunt is a testament to their adaptability and skill. As twilight descends, the Savuti lions emerge from the mud, their silhouettes framed by the fading light. They stand as living icons of strategy and endurance. true masters of the muddy ambush, reigning over their realm with patience, intelligence, and unwavering power. As dawn breaks across the endless savannah, a shadowy band of African wild dogs emerges from the tall grass, their lean forms moving in perfect unison. Unlike solitary hunters, these remarkable canids have evolved to thrive through unity, their survival hinging on a complex web of cooperation and social intelligence. Their hunts are not mere sprints, but epic marathons, relentless pursuits that can stretch for kilometers. Each member of the pack contributes to a seamless choreography, their stamina and coordination allowing them to relentlessly track and outmaneuver even the most agile antelope. Before the chase begins, the pack gathers in a vibrant display of social ritual. They circle, nuzzle and vocalize, their tails wagging in anticipation. These energetic greetings are more than affection. They are a vital means of reinforcing bonds, building consensus, and synchronizing the group's intentions for the hunt ahead. Once united, the pack moves as a single alert organism. Every sense is heightened, ears pricked, eyes scanning the golden grass for the faintest flicker of movement. Each dog is attuned not only to the landscape, but to the subtle cues of its companions, ready to respond in an instant. As the hunt unfolds, the pack's tactics become a masterclass in strategy. Some dogs surge ahead, driving the prey forward, while others fan out to the flanks, anticipating escape routes. Communication is constant. Sharp yips and subtle body signals keep every member informed, allowing the pack to adapt instantly to the prey's desperate maneuvers. The relentless relay wears down their quarry, as the pack's superior endurance and teamwork gradually sap the strength of even the most resilient antelope. Each dog takes turns at the front, sharing the burden of the chase, ensuring no single member is exhausted before the hunt is won. Their bodies are built for this challenge, long legs, deep chests and powerful lungs. But it is their social structure that truly sets them apart. Every member, from the dominant pair to the youngest pup, has a defined role, and the success of the hunt depends on the seamless integration of each individual's efforts. After a successful hunt, the pack's hierarchy becomes clear. Pups and nursing females are given priority at the kill, with adults standing guard and regurgitating food for those too young to feed themselves. This selfless behavior ensures the survival and growth of the next generation, strengthening the future of the pack. In the aftermath, the pack rests in a tight cluster, bodies pressed together for warmth and security. Grooming and gentle contact reinforce the bonds forged in the hunt, maintaining the unity that is essential for facing the savannah's many challenges. This extraordinary level of teamwork is echoed across the savannah. Lions coordinate ambushes with silent precision, while hyenas rely on intricate social hierarchies to overwhelm their prey. In this unforgiving landscape, only those who master the art of cooperation endure. Here, unity is not just a strategy, it is the very essence of survival. The African wild dog pack, bound by loyalty and shared purpose, stands as a living testament to the extraordinary power of the collective in the wild heart of the savannah. The white rhinoceros stands as a living fortress on the African plains, its immense body sheathed in thick grey armour, and its horn rising like a lance from its snout. This horn, a marvel of evolution, is not merely for show. Across the savannah, a silent contest unfolds each day, as horned giants and nimble antelope alike wield their natural weapons in struggles that define their destinies and shape the landscape itself. Fiercely territorial, the white rhino is ever vigilant. A mother, her calf close by, patrols her domain with unwavering resolve. When another rhino encroaches or a predator lurks nearby, she responds instantly, her body language shifting, nostrils flaring and muscles tensing. Every movement is a declaration. This land and the life it supports is hers to defend. The horn, composed of dense keratin fibers, is a versatile tool. Rhinos use it to dig for water during drought, to break branches for easier grazing, and to gently guide their calves through tall grass. But when danger looms, this same horn transforms into a weapon of astonishing force, capable of inflicting devastating wounds and asserting dominance in the most primal of contests. When a mother senses the approach of a lion or hyena, her demeanor shifts in an instant. She positions herself between her calf and the threat, lowering her head and stamping the earth. Her entire being radiates warning, a clear message to any would-be attacker that she will not yield, no matter the odds. In a flash, she can surge forward, reaching speeds of up to 50 kilometers per hour. The ground trembles beneath her charge, dust swirling in her wake. Predators, caught off guard by this sudden eruption of power, are forced to scatter or risk being gored by her lethal horn. Predators, ever opportunistic, rarely gamble with a healthy adult rhino. Instead, they linger at the periphery, testing the boundaries, searching for a moment of weakness. Calves, less experienced and more vulnerable, are the true prizes, but even then, the cost of failure is high, and the risk of injury ever present. The air grows thick with tension as predator and prey lock eyes. In these moments, time seems to slow. The rhino stands her ground, unwavering, while the predator weighs its options. Sometimes a sudden charge erupts into a dramatic chase across the plains. Other times, a mere display of strength and resolve is enough to send the challenger slinking away. Rhinos compensate for their poor eyesight with extraordinary senses of hearing and smell. Their large, swivelling ears catch the faintest rustle in the grass, while their sensitive nostrils detect the scent of danger carried on the wind. These abilities allow them to anticipate threats long before they are visible, giving them precious seconds to react. Displays of aggression are not mere bluster. They are essential tools for survival. By showcasing their strength and determination, rhinos and other horned animals can resolve disputes without resorting to violence, establishing clear hierarchies and reducing the risk of injury within the herd. The rhino's defiant stand is a testament to the resilience of prey species. Far from passive, these giants actively shape the dynamics of the savanna, forcing predators to adapt their strategies and influencing which species flourish in this ever-changing environment. In this vast, untamed wilderness, even the mightiest must fight for their place. The relentless battles between horned animals and their adversaries carve out territories, dictate the flow of life, and maintain the delicate equilibrium that defines the African savanna. A world where every contest, every display of strength echoes through generations. Rising above the golden grasses, the secretary bird commands attention, its slender frame and striking crest a silhouette against the endless savanna. This avian predator is a master of its domain, uniquely adapted for a life spent hunting on foot. With each measured step, the bird's keen eyes sweep the landscape, searching for the subtlest flicker of movement. Its gaze pierces the tangled undergrowth, alert to the faintest rustle that betrays a hidden serpent weaving through the grass. Upon spotting its quarry, the secretary bird transforms, wings unfurl in a dramatic display, forming a living barrier that startles and disorients the snake. The bird's posture is both defensive and aggressive, a calculated tactic honed by generations of survival. The encounter escalates in an instant. With explosive force, the secretary bird's muscular legs drive downward, each stomp precisely aimed. The impact is both swift and devastating, pinning the serpent before it can retaliate. Each strike lands with astonishing power, up to 5 times the bird's own weight, delivered with pinpoint accuracy to the snake's head or spine. The force is enough to break bones and incapacitate even the most dangerous adversaries. The bird's long, scaled legs act as natural armor, deflecting venomous strikes and allowing it to maintain relentless pressure. Its movements are calculated, never exposing vulnerable flesh to the snake's fangs. Sensing imminent danger, the snake lashes out in a desperate attempt to defend itself. But the secretary bird's reflexes are razor-sharp. Sidestepping with balletic precision, it evades each strike, never losing its focus or composure. Once the serpent is subdued, the bird wastes no time. With a practiced motion, it seizes the snake in its beak, tilts its head, and swallows the entire prize whole, an efficient end to a deadly dance. Across the plains, the spectacle does not go unnoticed. Small mammals freeze in place, wary of the commotion. Flocks of birds erupt into the sky, and even rival predators pause, giving the secretary bird a wide berth as it asserts its dominance. In this ecosystem, snakes are both formidable hunters and vulnerable prey. They play a vital role, controlling rodent populations and maintaining the delicate balance of the savanna, even as they themselves fall victim to specialized predators like the secretary bird. The secretary bird's hunting ritual is a spectacle of precision and power. Wings outstretched, legs stamping in a rhythmic dance that is both mesmerizing and lethal. Each movement is a testament to its evolutionary mastery. Here, in the vast expanse of the African savanna, every creature, whether predator or prey, contributes to the intricate web of life. The secretary bird, with its unique hunting prowess, stands as a symbol of adaptation and survival in this ever-changing wilderness. In the golden expanse of the African savanna, a creature emerges from the tall grass, its eyes sharp, posture unwavering. The honey badger, though modest in size, commands a presence that belies its stature. Every muscle is taut with readiness, every movement calculated as it surveys its domain with an air of defiance. This is not just an animal. It is a living testament to the power of sheer will and relentless determination. The honey badger's legend is forged in the crucible of danger. It seeks out Africa's most formidable serpents, cobras, puff adders, and other venomous adversaries, without a hint of hesitation. With astonishing speed, it lunges at its prey, jaws snapping with precision, claws tearing through scales. The confrontation is a blur of motion, a deadly ballet where the stakes are life and death. In these fierce encounters, the honey badger is often struck by venomous fangs. The bite is swift, the pain immediate. Yet, where most creatures would falter, the badger's resolve only hardens. Its body convulses, muscles tense, but surrender is never an option. The venom courses through its veins, a silent battle raging beneath the surface. Sometimes the poison overwhelms even this indomitable survivor. The badger collapses, its body limp and still, blending into the earth as if claimed by defeat. Hours pass in uneasy silence. Then, with a sudden shudder, the honey badger awakens. It rises, shakes off the lingering effects, and resumes its hunt, seizing the very snake that nearly ended its life, tearing into its flesh with renewed vigour. This extraordinary resilience is not mere luck, it is encoded in the honey badger's very DNA. Specialised genetic adaptations alter the structure of its nerve receptors, rendering the most potent neurotoxins almost harmless. Scientists have marvelled at this natural armour, a biological shield that allows the badger to withstand what would be fatal to nearly any other mammal. Venom that would paralyse or kill a predator many times its size barely slows the honey badger. It staggers, but it does not fall. This window of resistance gives it the crucial seconds needed to recover, regroup, and retaliate with ferocity. Its defences extend beyond biochemistry. The honey badger's skin is thick, loose, and nearly impervious to bites or claws. When seized by a predator, it twists within its own hide, turning to bite back with astonishing agility. Lions, leopards, and hyenas have all learned to respect the badger's unyielding spirit and formidable counterattacks. Survival is a lesson passed down through generations. Young honey badgers shadow their elders, absorbing every nuance of hunting, foraging, and self-defense. Family bonds are strong, and each cub is schooled in the art of resilience from its earliest days, learning to navigate a world where only the most adaptable endure. Every confrontation is a new chapter in the evolutionary arms race. The honey badger's keen senses, relentless drive, and ever-evolving tactics ensure it remains one step ahead of both predator and prey. Its gaze is unwavering, its focus absolute, a creature honed by countless generations of survival. With each stride across the savannah, the honey badger embodies the spirit of perseverance. It navigates thorny underbrush, scales rocky outcrops, and faces down threats with a confidence born of countless victories. Every scar is a badge of honour, every challenge an opportunity to grow stronger. In this vast, untamed wilderness, survival is reserved for those who adapt, endure, and never yield. The honey badger stands as a living legend, a fearless survivor whose story is written in the dust and grass of the African plains. In the golden light of dawn, the spotted hyena emerges from the tall grasses, its silhouette blending seamlessly with the undulating savannah. Often dismissed as mere scavengers, these remarkable animals are, in truth, the ecosystem's most efficient recyclers, playing a role that is both misunderstood and absolutely indispensable to the health of this wild domain. Far from being passive opportunists, hyenas are skilled and relentless hunters. Working in highly organized packs, they strategize and communicate, targeting the weakest or most vulnerable members of a herd. Their stamina and teamwork allow them to pursue prey over long distances, often outlasting and overpowering animals much larger than themselves. But it is their jaws that truly set them apart. Engineered by millions of years of evolution, the hyena's bite is among the most powerful in the animal kingdom. With a force exceeding 1,100 pounds per square inch, their jaws can shatter the thickest bones, splintering femurs and crushing skulls with astonishing ease. Specialized premolars, shaped like bone-crushing anvils, and a robust reinforced skull give hyenas the mechanical advantage to break open bones that lions and leopards leave behind. With each bite, they expose the rich fatty marrow hidden deep within, an energy source vital for survival in this harsh environment. Unlike most predators, hyenas consume nearly every part of their prey. Their powerful jaws and specialized teeth allow them to ingest not just flesh, but also hooves, horns, and even teeth. Their stomach acid is so potent that it can dissolve these tough materials, extracting nutrients that would otherwise be lost to the ecosystem. Inside the hyena's digestive tract, solid bone is rapidly broken down. Within hours, what was once a dense, unyielding femur is transformed into a nutrient-rich paste, fueling the hyena's energy needs and leaving behind only the faintest traces of its original form. The final evidence of their extraordinary digestion is left scattered across the savanna, chalky white droppings, rich in calcium. These remnants are a testament to the hyena's unique ability to extract every possible nutrient, ensuring that nothing from a carcass is wasted. By consuming every last scrap, hyenas perform a vital service for the ecosystem. They prevent the spread of disease by removing decaying flesh and bones, ensuring that the savanna remains clean and healthy for all its inhabitants. Their communal feeding rituals reinforce the complex social bonds within the clan. Young cubs learn the art of bone crushing from their elders, while adults cooperate and compete, recycling nutrients back into the ecosystem with relentless efficiency. The health and vitality of the savanna depend on these remarkable bone crushers. Through their unique adaptations and tireless work, hyenas shape the very fabric of this wild landscape, ensuring that life here continues in a delicate, ever-renewing balance. As the golden sun sinks beneath the horizon, the savanna is bathed in a warm, fading light. Herds of giraffes, elephants and zebras gather at the waterhole, their silhouettes etched against the glowing sky. The air is thick with anticipation as the day's final moments give way to the mysteries of night. As darkness descends, the savanna awakens with new energy. Hyenas emerge, their eerie laughter echoing across the plains, while leopards glide silently through the undergrowth, their spotted coats blending seamlessly with the shadows. Lions, regal and powerful, assemble beneath the stars, their golden eyes reflecting the moonlight as they prepare for the hunt. In the muddy lowlands, lionesses move with deliberate precision. Each step is measured, every muscle coiled in anticipation. Their amber eyes lock onto unsuspecting prey, and with a silent signal they fan out, using the cover of darkness and the terrain to their advantage. The tension is palpable as predator and prey are locked in a silent contest of wits and endurance. African wild dogs, renowned for their extraordinary teamwork, communicate through a complex language of glances, tail wags, and high-pitched calls. They move as a single fluid unit, weaving through the grasslands with relentless determination. Each member knows its role, and together they orchestrate hunts with remarkable efficiency, often outmaneuvering prey many times their size. Rhinos, armoured in thick ancient hide, patrol their territories with unwavering vigilance. Their horns, both weapon and symbol, are used to defend against intruders and assert dominance. Despite their formidable presence, these giants are acutely aware of every sound and movement, ever alert to the dangers that lurk in the shadows. Across the plains, each species reveals its own survival masterpiece. Zebras roll in dust to mask their scent and confuse predators with their dazzling stripes. Giraffes, with their elongated necks and prehensile tongues, reach for tender leaves high above the competition. Antelopes, ever vigilant, flick their ears and stamp their hooves, ready to bolt at the slightest hint of danger. The cheetah, built for speed, crouches low before unleashing a breathtaking burst of acceleration, its slender body slicing through the grass in pursuit of fleet-footed prey. Meerkats, ever watchful, stand upright on hind legs, scanning the horizon for threats, their calls warning the colony of approaching danger. Elephants, with unmatched intelligence, use their trunks to dig for water, strip bark from trees, and comfort their young, demonstrating remarkable adaptability. Every heartbeat is a testament to survival. Impalas leap with astonishing agility, clearing obstacles in a single bound to evade capture. Warthogs dash for the safety of their burrows, tails held high as a signal to their young. Eyes widen, nostrils flare, and muscles tense, each sense honed by generations of relentless pressure. Camouflage is nature's silent shield. Chameleons vanish against twisted branches, while lions melt into the golden grass, invisible until the final moment. Herds of wildebeest and buffalo move as a single undulating mass, their unity a formidable defense against prowling predators. From the sky, the savanna's complexity is revealed in full. Rivers carve lifelines through the parched earth. Herds migrate in search of water and fresh grazing, and predators shadow their movements, ever patient. Each path, each migration is a thread in the vast tapestry of life, connecting every creature to the pulse of the land. The chase erupts in a blur of motion, dust billows as herds stampede, lionesses lunge with explosive force, and gazelles twist mid-air, narrowly evading capture. Each encounter is a crucible, forging resilience and shaping the destiny of both hunter and hunted. As the first rays of dawn pierce the horizon, dew sparkles on the grass, and the savanna stirs to life once more. Herds resume their endless journey, predators retreat to rest, and the landscape is reborn in golden light. Here, every sunrise is a promise, every sunset a memory, and the cycle of survival continues, unbroken, eternal, and magnificent. As the last rays of sunlight slip beneath the horizon, the savanna transforms. The golden grasslands, once ablaze with colour, now dissolve into a tapestry of deep blues and purples. Shadows stretch and merge, cloaking the land in secrecy. In this shifting world, a new caste of predators awakens, creatures whose existence is defined by the subtle interplay of darkness and silence. The air grows dense and cool, a gentle mist rising from the earth. Each blade of grass shivers in the night breeze, carrying with it the sense of hidden life and the promise of opportunity for those who know how to find it. Beneath the pale, watchful moon, the African civet glides along the riverbank. Its masked face and banded tail are perfectly camouflaged among the tangled roots and shadows, making it nearly invisible to all but the most attentive observer. With nimble, sensitive paws, the civet explores every crevice, sniffing at burrows, overturning stones, and probing abandoned termite mounds. Its diet is as varied as the night is long. Beetles scuttling beneath leaves, frogs croaking from hidden puddles, and ripe fruit fallen silently to the ground. Each meal is a reward for patience and stealth. In the wavering, uncertain light, another specialist emerges, the elusive aardwolf. Its slender form slips through the tall grass, moving with a quiet purpose that belies its gentle nature. Unlike its formidable hyena relatives, the aardwolf is a master of subtlety. It relies on a remarkable adaptation, a long, sticky tongue capable of lapping up thousands of termites in a single night. Each flick of its tongue is precise, extracting insects from their fortress-like mounds with astonishing efficiency. The aardwolf's oversized ears rotate independently, capturing the faintest vibrations beneath the soil. Every rustle, every tremor is a clue, guiding this gentle hunter across the starlit plains in search of its next meal. High above, the barn owl glides effortlessly through the night air. Its wings, edged with specialized feathers, slice through the darkness in absolute silence, making it a phantom presence over the savannah. The barn owl's disc-shaped face acts as a living radar, channeling the faintest sounds directly to its ears. Even the tiniest rustle in the grass, a mouse shifting, a beetle scurrying, cannot escape its acute hearing. With a sudden, calculated dive, the owl descends. Its talons strike with surgical precision, ending the night's hunt in a heartbeat. The prey is claimed in near-total silence, the drama unfolding unseen beneath the velvet sky. In the tangled lower branches, the genet makes its appearance. Its slender, spotted body weaves effortlessly through the trees, each movement fluid and deliberate, its coat dappled by shifting moonlight. Agile and elusive, the genet leaps from branch to branch, rarely touching the ground. It hunts with precision, snatching insects from leaves, ambushing sleeping birds, and vanishing before its presence is even suspected. Its eyes, glowing with reflected light, pierce the darkness. This heightened vision reveals a world invisible to the day, where every shadow holds possibility and every glimmer is a potential meal. In the tall grass, the serval moves with ghostly precision. Its slender body hugs the ground, each step calculated to avoid detection by both prey and rival. The serval's oversized ears, each capable of moving independently, scan the night for the faintest sounds. A single squeak or flutter is enough to betray the presence of a hidden mouse or grasshopper. Suddenly, the serval springs upward, sometimes leaping higher than its own height. In a blur of motion, it snatches its prey from the darkness, a living testament to the evolutionary artistry that defines the night's most skilled hunters. All around, the savannah pulses with life. Frogs trill from hidden pools, insects drone in a ceaseless chorus, and the soft imprint of paws in the moonlit dust tells of invisible journeys unfolding in parallel. Each nocturnal predator, from the smallest insect hunter to the most formidable feline, is exquisitely adapted to the challenges of darkness. Together they form a living tapestry, a hidden symphony of survival and ingenuity. In these secret hours, the balance of the savannah is maintained not by brute force, but by the quiet brilliance of adaptation. Every movement, every sound is a calculated risk, a testament to the finesse required to thrive in the world of shadows. As the first blush of dawn paints the horizon, the nocturnal hunters slip away. Their forms vanish into the tall grass and tangled branches, leaving behind only faint tracks and the lingering echo of their secret lives, hidden once more until darkness falls again. As the first golden rays of dawn spill across the endless savannah, the landscape stirs with a quiet anticipation. The air is crisp, filled with the subtle sounds of awakening life, yet a different assembly is drawn here, not by the chase, but by the silent promise left in the wake of the night's fierce battles. These are the silent reclaimers, the scavengers, whose vital role is to ensure that nothing in this wild expanse is squandered. Their arrival marks the beginning of nature's most efficient recycling process. High above, a solitary vulture glides effortlessly, its broad wings slicing through the cool morning air. Below, its shadow flickers across the shimmering grass, a silent herald of what is to come. With eyes evolved for extraordinary distance, the vulture scans the vast tapestry below, detecting the faintest movement or the subtle shift of fur, evidence of a carcass left behind by the night's predators. One by one, more vultures descend, each species arriving in a silent, orderly procession. Their numbers swell, forming a complex hierarchy where dominance and patience dictate access to the feast. The formidable lappet-faced vulture, largest among them, takes command. Its powerful beak rips through the tough hide, opening the carcass with surgical precision, paving the way for others to feed. White-backed vultures, smaller yet agile, dart in and out with remarkable speed. Their sharp beaks strip flesh from bone, working in a coordinated frenzy that leaves little to waste. Looming nearby, the marabou stork stands motionless, its imposing silhouette stark against the brightening sky. Patient and calculating, it waits for the perfect moment to join the fray, knowing its time will come. On the ground, a clan of hyenas approaches with measured confidence. Their distinctive calls, part laughter, part warning, echo across the plains, signalling their intent to claim what remains. Far from mere opportunists, hyenas are masterful survivors. Their robust jaws and specialized digestive systems allow them to consume what others cannot: bones, sinew, and even the toughest remnants. With a single powerful bite, a hyena's jaws shatter bone, extracting nutrient-rich marrow. Every fragment is consumed, ensuring that nothing is left to decay. On the fringes, jackals linger in the shadows, their keen eyes tracking every movement. They wait for the briefest lapse in vigilance, darting in to snatch morsels before retreating to safety. The scene grows ever more intricate as smaller scavengers, mongoose, birds and insects join the gathering, each playing a unique role in the breakdown of the remains. Dung beetles arrive in swarms, expertly rolling their precious cargo away from the site. Their tireless labour aerates the soil and fertilizes the land, laying the groundwork for new life. Tiny ants swarm over the exposed bones, their collective effort stripping away every last trace of flesh. Under the rising sun, the bones are polished clean, gleaming as silent witnesses to the cycle of life. From the largest vulture to the smallest insect, each scavenger is a vital thread in the savannah's intricate web. Their combined actions transform death into renewal, maintaining the delicate balance of this ecosystem. Fierce competition erupts at the carcass, yet moments of unexpected cooperation emerge. Each species, driven by necessity, finds its place in the ever-shifting hierarchy. Vultures expertly open carcasses, while hyenas scatter the remains, making food accessible to even the smallest scavengers. Their rivalry is tempered by a shared purpose, ensuring that every resource is used. Survival here demands patience and adaptability. Acute senses, powerful digestive systems, and an instinct for timing are the tools that allow these creatures to thrive in a world of scarcity. Scavengers traverse immense distances, soaring above or moving stealthily through the grass, ever alert for the next opportunity. Their endurance is a testament to the resilience required by this unforgiving land. As the sun climbs higher, the drama fades. The scavengers melt away, leaving behind only sun-bleached bones and freshly turned earth, a silent record of the night's events. In their wake, the savannah is quietly transformed. Nutrients return to the soil, grass begins to regrow, and the cycle of life continues, uninterrupted and eternal. The silent reclaimers vanish into the tall grass and open skies, their work complete. Though unseen, their presence is woven into the very fabric of the savannah, ensuring that every ending is, in truth, a new beginning. As dawn breaks over the endless African savannah, the land stirs beneath a golden sky. The shifting seasons paint the grasslands in hues of ochre and emerald, signalling a profound transformation that will soon sweep across this vast wilderness. With the first hints of rain on the wind, the savannah becomes the grand stage for the world's most awe-inspiring wildlife event, the Great Migration. From above, the plains ripple with movement as countless animals begin their epic journey. The thunder of millions of wildebeest hooves reverberates through the earth, each step driven by an ancient instinct to seek out the promise of lush, rain-fed pastures. Wildebeest gather in immense swirling herds, their bodies pressed together in a living tide that surges across the open plains. The sheer scale is staggering. Lines of animals stretch unbroken from one horizon to the next, a living river of life in constant motion. Interwoven among the wildebeest are zebras, their striped coats flashing in the sunlight, and delicate gazelles grazing cautiously as they move with the flow. Antelope join the procession, each species following invisible trails carved into the land by generations of migration, their memories guiding them unerringly across the savannah. The relentless search for fresh grazing and vital water sources propels the herds onward, their senses attuned to the faintest scent of moisture or the greenest blade of grass. Yet every step forward brings new dangers. At the edge of swollen rivers, the herds pause, tension rippling through the ranks as they face the most perilous obstacle of their journey. Rivers, swollen by distant storms, churn with muddy, unpredictable currents, formidable barriers that must be crossed for survival. Beneath the surface, crocodiles lie in wait, their eyes barely breaking the waterline, perfectly camouflaged and ready to strike at the unwary. The crossing erupts into chaos. Wildebeest surge into the torrent, hooves churning water into froth as the current sweeps through the herd. Calves cling desperately to their mothers, eyes wide with fear, while exhausted adults struggle to reach the far bank, battered by the elements and the ever-present threat below. Overhead, flocks of birds wheel and call, their cries echoing across the plains as they shadow the herds, ever watchful for opportunity. Along the fringes, lions prowl with silent precision, their golden eyes fixed on the weakest members of the herd. Cheetahs crouch low in the grass, poised for explosive speed, while packs of hyenas observe from a distance, calculating their next move. Each day is a test of endurance. Exhaustion weighs heavily on the herds, and hunger gnaws at their resolve as they press forward. The slowest and weakest fall prey to the ever-watchful predators, their struggle a stark reminder of nature's unforgiving balance. Yet the migration is not merely a battle for survival. It is a living force that breathes vitality into the savannah, connecting every creature in a web of life. As the herds graze, they trim the grasslands with relentless efficiency, shaping the landscape and opening space for new growth. The passage of thousands leaves the earth trampled and transformed, a visible record of their journey etched into the land. Hooves churn the soil, breaking up the hardened crust and allowing rainwater to penetrate deep into the ground. Seeds are scattered and pressed into the earth, while natural fertilization from the herds enriches the soil, setting the stage for a new cycle of abundance. In the wake of the migration, fresh green shoots emerge, carpeting the savannah in vibrant life and signalling the renewal of the ecosystem. The migration sustains a multitude of lives. Scavengers like jackals and vultures follow in the herd's footsteps, capitalizing on every opportunity. Birds swoop low, feasting on insects stirred from their hiding places by the trampling feet of the migrating animals. Even the rivers are transformed, their waters enriched by nutrients carried from the plains, nourishing fish, aquatic plants, and the birds that depend on them. Along lush riverbanks, animals gather to drink, drawn by the life-giving water that sustains the entire ecosystem. This ceaseless movement weaves together predator and prey, grazer and scavenger, plant and animal, into a single, intricate tapestry of life. The synchronized rhythm of migration brings renewal to the land, ensuring that every species finds its place in the ever-evolving story of the wild. Predator and prey coexist in a delicate balance, their fates intertwined by the cycles of abundance and scarcity. Across the savanna, life flourishes in all its diversity, each species playing a vital role in the health of the ecosystem. When the first rains finally fall, the parched earth drinks deeply and animals rejoice, their journey at last rewarded. The savanna bursts into life, grasses grow tall, wildflowers bloom, and herds graze contentedly in a landscape transformed by water and perseverance. In this thriving wilderness, the Great Migration stands as a testament to the power of movement, resilience, and the profound connections that sustain the natural world. Beneath the thunder of hooves and the sway of golden grass, an intricate universe unfolds, one measured not in miles, but in millimeters. Here, beneath the surface, countless insects orchestrate the unseen rhythms that sustain the savanna's vitality. In this hidden realm, insects dominate in both number and influence. Swarms of tiny flyers drift above the grasses, while beetles, weevils and grasshoppers navigate the dense undergrowth, each species playing a unique role in the ecosystem's balance. Ants, ever industrious, form living highways across the soil. Their relentless tunneling aerates the earth, allowing water and nutrients to penetrate deep below the surface, nourishing roots and fostering new growth. Beneath our feet, their subterranean cities sprawl in elaborate networks. Each chamber and tunnel is meticulously crafted, with workers, soldiers and the queen all performing specialized tasks that ensure the colony's survival. Above ground, termites construct monumental mounds, towering fortresses of earth and saliva. These structures are marvels of natural engineering, maintaining stable temperatures and humidity within, even as the savanna bakes under the midday sun. Termites tirelessly break down dead wood and plant debris, transforming decay into rich, fertile soil. Their work recycles nutrients, fueling the next generation of grasses and trees that blanket the plains. As dawn breaks, dung beetles emerge from the shadows. With remarkable strength, they roll balls of dung across the earth, each beetle guided by the faintest cues of sunlight and scent. Their efforts cleanse the land of waste, burying it underground where it decomposes and enriches the soil. In their wake, new shoots of grass spring forth, nourished by the nutrients these beetles have returned to the earth. Butterflies and bees, delicate yet essential, drift from blossom to blossom. Their bodies become dusted with pollen as they feed, unwittingly carrying the promise of new life from one flower to the next. Each gentle landing triggers a cascade of pollination, ensuring the survival of wildflowers, shrubs and grasses. This silent choreography underpins the entire food web, supporting herbivores and, in turn, the predators that follow. As dusk settles, the air vibrates with the songs of crickets and cicadas. Their rhythmic calls serve as both territorial signals and mating invitations, marking the transition from day to night in the savanna's daily cycle. These melodies form the living soundtrack of the undergrowth, a constant pulse that echoes the abundance of life hidden within the grass and soil. Predators, too, stalk this miniature world. praying mantises perfectly camouflaged, wait motionless for unsuspecting prey, while dragonflies dart with surgical precision, capturing insects mid-flight. These hunters maintain the delicate balance, preventing any one species from overwhelming the rest and ensuring diversity flourishes. Every decomposer, pollinator and predator is a vital cog in the savanna's machinery. Their combined efforts drive the cycles of decay, renewal and growth that define this landscape. Though their world is often overlooked, the influence of insects extends far beyond their size. They support the towering elephants and the thundering herds, as well as the roots that anchor the savanna's life. In every flutter of wings, every silent crawl, and every industrious buzz, the microcosm beneath the savanna breathes life into the wild above. Here the smallest architects shape the destiny of an entire world, their legacy woven into the very fabric of the land. Beneath the merciless blaze of the African sun, the savanna stretches endlessly, its grasses shimmering with heat. Here water is not merely a resource, it is the very currency of existence, more coveted than the rarest treasure. Across this vast expanse, rivers snake through the parched earth, lakes glint in the distance, and seasonal watering holes punctuate the landscape like lifelines. Each one draws animals from miles around, their presence a silent promise of survival. These glistening oases become epicenters of activity where the drama of life unfolds in real time. Herds converge, each individual driven by thirst, yet every approach is fraught with tension, every sip a calculated risk. At first light, the savanna stirs. The earliest arrivals move with deliberate caution, their silhouettes etched against the golden dawn. Antelope and zebra, ever wary, lower their heads to drink, muscles taut and senses heightened. Their eyes flicker constantly, searching the shadows for any sign of danger lurking nearby. Their presence reassures the smaller denizens of the savanna. Warthogs kneel awkwardly at the water's edge, baboons chatter and leap among the branches overhead, and flocks of birds descend in a flurry of wings, their feathers catching the morning sun. But tranquility is always temporary. The slightest disturbance, a snapped twig, a sudden movement, sends ripples of panic through the crowd, scattering animals in every direction. Then the ground trembles as a herd of elephants approaches. Their sheer size and presence command respect, and the entire dynamic at the waterhole shifts. Led by wise matriarchs, the elephants use their powerful trunks to dig deep into the mud, unearthing hidden reserves of water that lie beneath the surface, inaccessible to most other creatures. Their labour transforms the landscape, carving new channels and pools. Smaller animals gather nearby, waiting patiently for their chance to drink from these freshly revealed springs. The elephant's efforts sustain an entire community, but competition is never far behind. Hippos, territorial and formidable, jostle for dominance in the shallows. Their massive bodies churn the water, sending waves across the crowded pool as they assert their claim. Beneath the surface, crocodiles glide silently, their eyes just above the waterline. They wait with infinite patience, ready to strike at the unwary or the desperate who venture too close. Along the fringes, predators bide their time. Lions crouch low in the tall grass, while leopards melt into the dappled shadows, both drawn by the certainty that thirst will bring prey within striking distance. Yet the water's edge is not solely a battleground. Here necessity forges unexpected truces, and for brief moments predator and prey share the same space, united by their dependence on this vital resource. Birds, such as oxpeckers, perch atop giraffes and buffalo, plucking parasites from their hosts as they drink. These symbiotic partnerships flourish in the shadow of the waterhole, each species benefiting from the other's presence. The sharp calls of oxpeckers serve as an early warning system, alerting the herd to approaching threats. Their cries ripple across the plain, a living alarm that can mean the difference between life and death. Even the smallest inhabitants, frogs, terrapins and insects, find refuge in the muddy fringes. Here they share the precious water with giants, each playing a role in the intricate web of savanna life. As the dry season tightens its grip, waterholes recede, and the competition for every remaining drop intensifies. Crowds of animals gather at shrinking pools, their desperation growing with each passing day. The banks become a tapestry of footprints, evidence of the countless journeys made in search of water. Each track tells a story of hope, struggle, and survival. Tensions erupt as animals vie for access. Trumpeting elephants, clashing antelope, and snarling predators all compete in a chaotic ballet, each determined to secure their share of the dwindling supply. Yet, as the sun dips below the horizon and the air cools, a fragile peace settles over the waterhole. For a brief window, animals of all kinds drink side by side, the day's hostilities momentarily forgotten. In these twilight hours, predator and prey are bound by a single, unyielding need. The boundaries between hunter and hunted blur, replaced by a shared dependence on the life-giving water. Every drop sustains a delicate chain of life, from the towering elephants to the tiniest insects. Each species, no matter its size, is linked by the invisible thread of survival. These water sources are more than mere landmarks, they are the pulsing heart of the savanna. With every season, they shape destinies, forge alliances, and test the resilience of all who call this wild realm home. In the vast expanse of the African savanna, every blade of grass conceals a potential threat. Here, survival is not simply a matter of brute force, but a daily test of wit, perception, and adaptability. The art of evasion is written into the very DNA of the prey that call this land home. Antelope and gazelle, ever vigilant, scan their surroundings with acute awareness. Their large, sensitive ears rotate independently, capturing the faintest rustle or distant footfall. Each muscle is primed for action, every heartbeat echoing the tension of a world where danger is never far away. A single gazelle stands motionless, its body a study in controlled tension. Ears swivel like radar dishes, pinpointing the source of every sound. Its nostrils flare, drawing in the scents of the wind, searching for the telltale musk of a stalking predator. Suddenly, its wide, luminous eyes lock onto a subtle disturbance, a shadow gliding through the grass, barely perceptible but unmistakably dangerous. The gazelle's entire world narrows to that single, silent threat. Across the golden plain, a herd of impala tightens its formation. Each animal is a sentinel, their collective gaze sweeping the horizon. This living network of vigilance amplifies their ability to detect danger, ensuring that no predator can approach unnoticed. When the alarm is raised, antelope erupt into motion. Their speed is legendary, but it is their unpredictability that truly confounds their pursuers. With every stride, they twist and turn, changing direction in a heartbeat, leaving even the most determined hunter struggling to anticipate their next move. In a breathtaking display of agility, gazelles and impalas leap high into the air, zigzagging in erratic, gravity-defying arcs. Each bound is a calculated maneuver designed to throw off the predator's aim and buy precious seconds for escape. The predator gives chase, but the prey's erratic path creates confusion and hesitation. The hunter's advantage is neutralized by the prey's mastery of chaos, turning the pursuit into a contest of nerves and reflexes. Warthogs, ever cautious, dash for the safety of their burrows at the first sign of danger. They reverse into their dens, tusks facing outward, prepared to defend their sanctuary with ferocious determination if a predator dares to follow. For the wildebeest, survival is a matter of unity. Their strength lies in numbers, and their movements are perfectly synchronized, creating a formidable barrier against would-be attackers. When panic sweeps through the herd, thousands surge forward in a thunderous stampede. The ground trembles beneath their hooves, and the swirling mass of bodies disorients predators, making it nearly impossible to single out a target. Even the smallest inhabitants of the savannah have evolved remarkable escape tactics. Ground squirrels and mongooses dart for cover, vanishing into burrows with astonishing speed at the slightest hint of danger. Meerkats, ever organized, post sentinels atop mounds or rocks. These vigilant lookouts scan the sky and earth for threats, their sharp eyes detecting the approach of aerial and terrestrial predators alike. At the first alarm call, the entire colony reacts in perfect unison. In a flash, dozens of meerkats vanish underground, leaving the surface eerily empty, a testament to their finely tuned communication and coordination. But vision and hearing are only part of the prey's arsenal. Their sense of smell is a powerful early warning system, capable of detecting the faintest traces of a predator's presence on the wind. Zebras and antelope lift their heads, nostrils quivering as they test the breeze. A single unfamiliar scent can trigger an immediate coordinated flight response long before the threat is visible. When the wind shifts and carries the scent of lion or hyena, the entire herd freezes. Ears snap forward, bodies tense, and in that suspended moment, every animal is poised for instant flight. Some species, like the diminutive dik-dik, rely on stealth rather than speed. They move quietly through dense underbrush, their small size and muted colouring making them nearly invisible to prowling predators. When threatened, the dik-dik freezes, trusting its camouflage to render it undetectable. Motionless and silent, it becomes a ghost among the leaves, evading detection by blending perfectly with its surroundings. The springbok employs a different tactic, stotting. With powerful leaps, it flashes the white underside of its tail, signalling to predators that it has been spotted and is ready to outrun any pursuer. This bold display often discourages the chase before it even begins. In the relentless theatre of survival, every escape is a masterpiece of timing and instinct. The savannah's prey are not passive. They are dynamic, resourceful, and endlessly inventive in their quest to survive. Each leap, each pause, each wary glance is a deliberate calculation, a move in a high-stakes game where hesitation can mean the difference between life and death. The prey of the savannah are not simply targets for predators. They are masters of adaptation, their survival strategies as refined and formidable as any weapon wielded by their hunters. As the sun sets over the endless grasslands, these remarkable creatures move with caution and purpose. Through vigilance, agility, and the wisdom passed down through countless generations, they embody the resilience that defines life on the savannah, proving that in this wild and unforgiving world, the greatest defense is the art of survival itself. At dawn, the savannah stirs beneath a golden sky. the first rays of sunlight igniting the horizon and casting long shadows across the endless grasslands. As the sun climbs higher, its relentless heat transforms the landscape hour by hour. Grasses shimmer in the haze, and the air itself seems to ripple with anticipation. Life here is orchestrated by the turning of the seasons, each phase bringing its own challenges and opportunities. During the wet season, herds graze contentedly, their coats glossy and bellies full, while in the dry months every creature must adapt to survive. The land itself is a living canvas, one moment parched and cracked, the next bursting with lush greenery after a life-giving rain. Each transformation is dramatic, reshaping the fate of every animal that calls this place home. When thunder rumbles on the horizon, the entire savannah seems to hold its breath. Dark clouds gather, promising relief from the relentless sun. The first drops of rain strike the thirsty earth, sending up tiny puffs of dust before soaking in and transforming the soil. The scent of petrichor fills the air, signalling renewal. Almost overnight, emerald shoots push through the soil and wildflowers unfurl in a riot of colour. The savannah is reborn, a patchwork of green and gold stretching to the horizon. Waterholes, once barren, now brim with fresh water, drawing animals from miles around. The air is filled with the sounds of splashing and the calls of birds and mammals alike. For a fleeting moment, abundance reigns. Herds of antelope, zebra and wildebeest gather in vast numbers, their movements synchronized in a grand spectacle of life. Wildebeest and zebra mingle, their sheer numbers a testament to the bounty of the season. Each animal is alert, aware that this prosperity is temporary. Gazelle leap and sprint across the plains, their migrations a carefully timed response to the shifting availability of food and water. Each step is guided by instinct and the scent of fresh growth, as well as the collective memory of generations past. From above, ancient migration routes are etched into the earth, well-worn trails that have guided countless journeys through feast and famine. Every migration is fraught with uncertainty. Wildebeest hesitate at the edge of new grass, their senses attuned to the risks ahead. Timing is everything. Move too soon, and the land ahead may still be barren, offering little sustenance. Move too late, and the grasses have already withered, leaving only dust and hunger in their wake. Predators shadow the herds, their movements silent and calculated. Lions and other hunters rely on the migrations for their own survival, following the ebb and flow of prey. Lions crouch low in the grass, eyes fixed on the weakest members of the herd, while cheetahs scan for any sign of vulnerability. Both predators bide their time, waiting for the perfect moment to strike along the well-trodden paths. In the rivers, crocodiles lurk just beneath the surface, their eyes and nostrils barely visible above the waterline. When herds attempt to cross, the crocodiles explode from the water in a burst of power, targeting the unwary and the weak. The rains, while life-giving, also bring peril. Swollen rivers and treacherous mud challenge every step, testing the endurance and resolve of each traveller. As the wet season fades, the sun returns with renewed intensity. Grasses wither, and the landscape shifts once more to a palette of browns and yellows. Waterholes shrink, becoming muddy remnants of their former selves. Animals are forced to travel farther and risk more for every precious drop. Elephant herds, led by wise matriarchs, embark on long journeys guided by memory and experience, seeking out hidden sources of water known only to the oldest among them. Using their trunks and tusks, elephants dig deep into dry riverbeds, unearthing water that sustains not only themselves, but countless other species. Giraffes with their towering necks browse the highest branches, reaching leaves untouched by other herbivores, their tongues skillfully stripping foliage from thorny acacia trees. Beneath the surface, small mammals like meerkats and rodents retreat into cool burrows, escaping the punishing heat and emerging only when the air cools. Adaptation is the key to survival. The oryx, with its pale coat and efficient metabolism, stands resilient in the arid expanse, a master of endurance. These antelope can survive for weeks without drinking, extracting moisture from the toughest, driest plants the savanna has to offer. Every bite is calculated, every mouthful a careful balance between nourishment and hydration. As the heat of the day fades, nocturnal creatures like the bat-eared fox emerge, their oversized ears attuned to the faintest sounds of prey in the darkness. Under the cover of night, these animals hunt and forage, conserving energy and avoiding the dangers of the scorching sun. The savanna's pulse is unceasing, a living rhythm that beats through cycles of feast and famine, flood and drought, shaping every life within its bounds. Each species, from the smallest insect to the largest mammal, weaves its own story into this vast tapestry, their interactions forming the intricate web of life. Nothing remains static. Herds shift, predators adapt, and the landscape itself is in perpetual motion, responding to the ever-changing climate. The great migrations continue, a flowing dance of survival and instinct, each movement a response to the subtle cues of the environment. Every animal, every plant, is a testament to the power of adaptation, each one shaped by the challenges and opportunities of this ever-changing world. Through hardship and triumph, the will to persist endures, echoing across the savanna as a living legacy of resilience and survival. Above the endless golden savanna, where the first rays of sunlight ignite the grasses and the wind stirs waves across the land, a world unfolds that few ever witness from the ground. As dusk approaches and shadows lengthen, the sky becomes the domain of the most formidable hunters, the birds of prey. Their vision pierces the haze, detecting the faintest movement far below, while their keen eyes reflect the last light of day. The martial eagle, with its immense wingspan and powerful build, glides effortlessly on rising thermals, scanning the grasslands for unsuspecting prey. Each feather is engineered for silent, controlled flight, allowing it to hover with patience before unleashing a burst of speed. Riding the invisible currents, it surveys the savanna with regal authority, its shadow drifting silently over the herds and thickets below. In contrast, the lanner falcon is a master of velocity and precision. With a sudden, breathtaking dive, it streaks toward its quarry, wings folded tight, striking with unerring accuracy. Perched atop the thorny acacia, it surveys its territory, ever alert for opportunity. Raptors circle high above, their vantage point unmatched. From these dizzying heights, every subtle movement is registered. The trembling of grass, the dart of a shadow, the ripple of life beneath the canopy. A mouse, barely visible among the stalks, scurries for cover, its tiny form a potential meal for the sharp-eyed hunters above. A lizard darts across the sun-baked earth, its scales glinting as it weaves through the undergrowth, unaware of the danger circling overhead. Even the sudden flutter of a dove, startled from its hiding place, does not escape their notice. The art of hunting has been refined over countless generations. The secretary bird, with its long legs and striking plumage, strides purposefully through the tall grass, its gaze fixed on the ground. With swift, powerful kicks, it dispatches snakes and other hidden threats, its technique a blend of elegance and lethal efficiency. Vultures, often misunderstood, are ever watchful from their lofty perches. Their sharp beaks and robust digestive systems allow them to consume what no other creature can, transforming decay into renewal. The tawny eagle, ever opportunistic, adapts to shifting fortunes, snatching prey, scavenging, or waiting patiently for the right moment to strike. The bateleur, with its striking colours and acrobatic flight, twists and turns through the air, plucking prey from the earth with astonishing agility, its movements a spectacle of aerial mastery. Each raptor, from the smallest kestrel to the imposing vulture, is a specialist, perfectly adapted to its niche. Their presence is vital, for they regulate populations of rodents, insects, and even other birds, ensuring that no single species overwhelms the delicate balance of the savanna. By consuming carrion, they prevent the spread of disease, recycling nutrients back into the ecosystem and maintaining the health of the land. As the sun dips below the horizon, a new sentinel emerges. The owl, silent and unseen, glides through the cooling air, its wings adapted for noiseless flight. Hunting by moonlight, it targets rodents and insects that stir in the darkness, its presence as crucial as any daytime hunter. Swarms of locusts and grasshoppers, which can devastate the grasses, are kept in check by the relentless pursuit of these winged predators. In this vast, ever-changing landscape, the birds of prey are more than hunters. They are guardians of equilibrium, shaping the fate of every creature below. Their vigilance ensures that life and death remain in balance, that the savanna endures, and that the eternal dance between predator and prey continues unbroken beneath the boundless African sky. As the first rays of dawn spill across the endless savanna, a breathtaking panorama unfolds. A living mosaic where every creature, from the smallest insect to the largest mammal, plays a role in a complex web of interdependence. Here, beneath the surface of relentless competition, the savanna reveals a hidden world of extraordinary partnerships, where survival is often shaped not by rivalry, but by the subtle art of cooperation. Across these golden plains, symbiosis is woven into daily existence. Herds of zebra, wildebeest, and antelope graze side by side, their combined vigilance reducing the risk of ambush. Birds flit among them, snatching insects stirred up by hooves, while the mammals benefit from the birds' sharp eyes and alarm calls. Observe the oxpecker as it glides down, wings outstretched to settle atop the formidable African buffalo. This seemingly simple act is the beginning of a vital exchange. With practiced precision, the oxpecker's slender beak probes through the buffalo's dense hide, extracting ticks, fleas, and other parasites. Each morsel consumed is a torment removed, easing the buffalo's burden and keeping its skin healthy. But the oxpecker's value extends beyond pest control. Perched high, it becomes a vigilant sentinel, its shrill calls slicing through the air at the first sign of danger. The entire herd responds, shifting and bunching together, their survival enhanced by this living alarm system. Not far away, the acacia tree stands as a fortress of thorns, its branches bristling with defences. Yet within this natural armour, another alliance flourishes. Armies of ants patrol the acacia stems and leaves, their movements relentless and coordinated. Any herbivore daring enough to nibble at the foliage is met with a stinging, unified assault. In return for their unwavering protection, the acacia provides the ants with nectar-filled nodules and hollow thorns for shelter. a sanctuary and a banquet, ensuring the tree's guardians remain ever vigilant. Along the riverbanks, the theme of partnership continues. Here, the boundaries between predator and helper blur in the most unexpected ways. Nile crocodiles, ancient and formidable, bask in the sun with jaws agape. Into this fearsome maw steps the plover bird, undaunted, delicately picking scraps of meat and parasites from between razor-sharp teeth. This remarkable trust is forged by necessity. The crocodile's teeth are kept clean and healthy, while the plover enjoys a meal few others would dare to claim. Both species thrive, bound by a silent pact. Towering above the plains, the ancient baobab offers more than shade. Its massive trunk and branches become a hub of activity as dusk approaches. As twilight deepens, clouds of fruit bats descend, drawn by the baobab's sweet, nutrient-rich fruit. Their wings beat softly in the cooling air, each bat a vital courier in the cycle of life. Feeding on the fruit, the bats carry seeds far from the parent tree, scattering them across the savanna. In this way, the baobab's legacy is spread, its future secured by the very creatures it nourishes. Yet not all alliances are visible to the naked eye. Some unfold in the quiet shadows, their impact profound but easily overlooked. Deep beneath the surface, termites toil in darkness, breaking down tough grasses and woody debris. Their tireless work transforms decay into fertile soil, laying the foundation for new growth. The result is a patchwork of lush green oases amid the arid landscape, havens where grazers gather and predators follow, all benefiting from the unseen labour of these tiny engineers. Every one of these relationships forms a vital strand in the intricate web of the savanna. From the vigilant oxpecker to the industrious termite, each alliance shapes the destiny of countless lives, forging a network where trust and mutual benefit are as essential as strength or cunning. In this vast wilderness, no creature is truly isolated. Even the most solitary wanderer finds connection, drawn into the rhythm of migration, the safety of numbers, or the subtle exchange of favours. As the rains return, life converges once more. Herds gather, predators and prey alike seek shelter, and the bonds of the savanna are renewed. In this world, alliances are as vital as water, sustaining the endless cycle of life beneath the African sky. The savanna's most formidable trial does not announce itself with the thunder of hooves or the growl of a predator. Instead, it arrives quietly, as the relentless drought settles over the land, transforming the once vibrant plains into a vast expanse of silence and shimmering heat. As the last clouds vanish and the rains withdraw, the sun dominates the sky, baking the earth until riverbeds fracture into a mosaic of dust. Grasslands, once lush and green, fade to brittle gold, their blades curling under the weight of the unyielding heat. Water, the very essence of life, becomes a rare and precious commodity. Herds traverse the barren landscape, their movements slow and deliberate, each step driven by the desperate need to find even the smallest pool of moisture. Elephants, the giants of the savanna, rely on ancient migratory routes etched into memory over generations. Led by wise matriarchs, they journey in single file across the cracked terrain, their massive feet stirring clouds of dust as they march toward distant hidden water sources. The matriarch's knowledge is invaluable. She guides her family to secret waterholes, their locations passed down through countless generations, ensuring the survival of her kin in the harshest of seasons. When surface water vanishes, elephants employ remarkable ingenuity. Using their trunks, they dig deep into the sandy riverbeds, unearthing hidden pockets of moisture. These makeshift wells become lifelines, not only for elephants, but for a multitude of other species that follow in their wake, drawn by the scent of damp earth. At the few remaining waterholes, zebras and wildebeest gather in uneasy alliance. The boundaries between species blur as thirst overrides caution, and the air is thick with the tension of survival. Competition intensifies as the pools shrink. Animals jostle for position, their bodies pressed together, each wary of the other, knowing that a single misstep could mean the difference between life and death. The weak and the weary are left behind, their strength sapped by the merciless sun. Predators, ever watchful, lurk in the tall grass, while vultures circle overhead, waiting for the inevitable. In this crucible, only the most resilient endure. Some species have evolved extraordinary adaptations. Oryx and gazelle, for example, minimize movement during the hottest hours, seeking shade and conserving every drop of moisture within their bodies. Giraffes, towering above the parched grass, browse the uppermost branches of acacia trees. Here the leaves retain precious moisture, providing sustenance long after the ground vegetation has withered away. Desert-adapted antelope, such as the oryx, dig for roots and tubers buried deep beneath the arid soil. These hidden stores of water and nutrients allow them to survive for days, sometimes weeks, without drinking from open sources. As the sun sets and temperatures drop, nocturnal creatures emerge. Hyenas and jackals prowl under the cover of darkness, foraging when the risk of dehydration is lowest and the cool air slows the loss of vital fluids. Even the apex predators must adapt their strategies. Lions and leopards seek refuge in the scant shade during the day, conserving energy and waiting for dusk to approach the waterholes where prey is most vulnerable. As twilight falls, these hunters become shadows, stalking the edges of water sources. Here, desperation drives prey into the open, and the balance of risk and reward shifts with every heartbeat. Crocodiles, once rulers of flowing rivers, now lie dormant, buried in the mud of dry river banks. In a state of torpor, they wait patiently for the return of water, their bodies conserving energy until the cycle of drought is broken. Insects, too, display remarkable resilience. Termites seal the entrances to their mounds, trapping humidity inside, while dung beetles tirelessly roll their precious cargo across the cracked earth, searching for nourishment in a landscape stripped bare. Overhead, flocks of birds take to the skies, embarking on epic migrations. Guided by instinct and the distant promise of rain, they traverse vast distances in search of fertile feeding grounds, their wings beating in time with the pulse of the changing seasons. Yet, even in the depths of hardship, the seeds of resilience are sown. Green shoots push through the dust, and the animals that endure stand as living testaments to the power of adaptation. At last, the horizon darkens with the promise of renewal. Thunder rumbles, and the scent of rain drifts across the plains, stirring hope in every living creature. With the first downpour, the transformation is immediate and profound. Rivers swell, grasslands erupt in green, and animals gather to drink deeply, their survival etched into every fibre of their being. In the savannah, adaptation is not merely a response to adversity. It is the very rhythm of life. Each creature, each blade of grass, is a testament to the enduring spirit that defines this extraordinary wilderness. Gap 2s. Beneath the sweeping grasses and scattered acacia trees, the savannah holds a hidden world, one built not on the grand migrations or dramatic hunts, but on the quiet ingenuity of its inhabitants. Here, survival is not only about strength or speed, but about crafting a sanctuary against both predator and climate. As dawn breaks, the camera glides low over the earth, revealing a maze of burrows, intricate tunnels carved by aardvarks, warthogs, and mongoose clans. Each entrance is a doorway to safety, offering respite from the sun's relentless glare and the ever-watchful eyes of hunters. The aardvark, with its powerful claws, labours through the night, excavating deep chambers where cool air lingers and danger cannot easily follow. These abandoned burrows soon become coveted real estate, inherited by warthogs whose piglets reverse into the tunnels, tails twitching, ready to defend their home with surprising ferocity. Above ground, the social weaver birds embark on a construction project generations in the making. Their communal nests, woven from dry grasses and twigs, hang like oversized haystacks from the branches of thorny trees. Inside, hundreds of individual chambers provide shelter from both heat and cold, each nest a bustling metropolis in miniature, alive with the chatter of families and the flutter of wings. The design is no accident. Thick outer walls insulate against the midday blaze, while hidden entrances confound would-be intruders. Elsewhere, the camera finds the termite mounds, towering citadels of mud, saliva, and chewed vegetation. Rising meters above the plain, these structures are marvels of natural engineering, with complex ventilation shafts and chambers that regulate temperature and humidity. Within, millions of termites labour ceaselessly, tending their fungal gardens and nurturing the next generation in the cool, protected heart of the mound. Above ground, the mound becomes a vantage point for meerkats and monitor lizards who use its height to scan for both danger and opportunity. Even the smallest denizens employ remarkable strategies. Dung beetles tunnel beneath their rolling treasures, laying eggs in rich, moist chambers where their young will hatch in safety. Spiders spin silk retreats among the grass stems, their webs glistening with dew in the early morning light. As the day's heat intensifies, many animals vanish from view, retreating into their carefully crafted homes. Here, life continues in the shadows. Mothers nursing young, predators digesting their meals, and entire colonies working in synchronized harmony. These shelters are more than mere escapes. They are masterpieces of adaptation, shaped by the challenges of the savannah. When the rains finally return, the landscape transforms, but the architects of shelter remain ever vigilant, repairing, expanding, and reinventing their homes with each changing season. In the savannah, the art of survival is built from the ground up, a testament to the quiet brilliance that thrives beneath the surface. Across the golden reaches of the savannah, an invisible web connects every creature, woven not with silk or grass, but with signs, sounds, and scents. Here, survival depends as much on what is said as what is hidden, and every species has honed a language uniquely its own. In the early morning hush, a herd of elephants gathers beneath a lone baobab. Their low, rumbling calls reverberate through the ground, travelling miles beneath the surface. These seismic messages tell of distant waterholes, warn of danger, and summon family members lost beyond the horizon. Calves press their trunks to the earth, listening to stories whispered by the feet of their elders, a secret conversation, inaudible to predators lurking nearby. Elsewhere, the grass ripples with movement as impalas flick their tails and stamp their hooves, signalling unease before a single predator is seen. Their alarm snorts ripple outward, a living early warning system, sending ripples of tension across the plain. Nearby, a pride of lions moves with calculated silence, their ears attuned to the faintest rustle, every step a dialogue with the wind, every glance a silent command between hunters. Above, the air vibrates with the chorus of birds. The lilting calls of the hornbill ring from treetop to treetop, marking territory and attracting mates, while the drumming of woodpeckers on hollow trunks sends coded messages across the canopy. Weaver birds chirp in a rapid-fire exchange as they collaborate on their sprawling nests, each note a signal of intent or an alert to danger. As the midday sun climbs, scents become the language of the afternoon. Hyenas patrol invisible highways marked by scent glands and droppings, decoding the age, health and status of rivals who passed hours before. Giraffes wind their necks around acacia trees, leaving behind trails of saliva, an aromatic signpost for the next traveller. But the savannah's most dramatic dialogues are painted across the sky. When clouds gather and thunder rolls, wildebeest and zebra raise their heads in unison, reading the wind for the promise of rain. The distant flash of lightning is a signal more powerful than any roar or trumpet. It is an invitation to move, a call to migrate, and a promise of green pastures ahead. As dusk falls, the chorus shifts. Nightjars trill from the shadows, and jackals call to their kin, their eerie cries weaving through the cooling air. Each sound, each gesture is a thread in the tapestry of savannah life, an endless conversation that guides, warns and unites. In this vast landscape, the language of the land is never silent. It is spoken in vibrations, in scents, in colours and calls, a ceaseless dialogue that shapes every moment of the savannah's wild existence. In the heart of the savannah, beneath the glaring sun and vast cloud-streaked sky, a quieter drama unfolds, one that promises renewal and continuity. Here the future is not written in the bold strokes of predator and prey, but in the cautious steps and wide-eyed curiosity of the newborn. A newborn elephant, still unsteady on its legs, is gently nudged forward by the matriarch's trunk. Around it, the herd forms a living shield, each member attentive to the calf's every move. The older siblings demonstrate the art of dust bathing, swirling clouds of fine earth in the golden light, teaching the little one how to shield its sensitive skin from the sun and biting insects. The calf mimics the motions, clumsy yet eager, learning through imitation, its first lesson in survival. Elsewhere, a den hidden among tangled roots shelters a litter of lion cubs. Their playful tussles are more than mere games. They are rehearsals for the hunts and hierarchies that will define their lives. A mother's patient grooming is interrupted by the distant roar of a rival pride. Her ears flick and the cubs freeze, absorbing the lesson of caution written in her posture. Instinct and experience blend as the young learn the boundaries of safety, the meaning of silence, and the subtle signals that govern pride life. In the tall grasses, a newborn impala takes its first trembling steps, its mother standing by, vigilant and still. The world is a tapestry of movement and sound, each fluttering bird, each swaying shadow a potential threat. The fawn learns to freeze at the slightest hint of danger, its spotted coat blending perfectly with the dappled sunlight. Survival here is a lesson measured in heartbeats. Above, fledgling weaver birds flutter at the edges of their intricately woven nests, practicing short flights under the watchful gaze of their parents. Each attempt is a leap of faith, a test of instinct and courage. The air is filled with their tentative calls, a chorus of hope rising into the morning. Across the savannah, learning is constant, a mosaic of observation, imitation and trial. Young warthogs memorize the secret paths to water, following the zigzag trails carved by generations before them. Giraffe calves stretch their necks to nibble tender leaves, watched by mothers who remember the best feeding grounds and the dangers that lurk nearby. These moments, quiet and uncelebrated, are the true foundation of the savannah's future. Every lesson passed from parent to offspring is a thread in the fabric of survival, knowledge shaped by countless generations, ensuring that life on the savannah endures. As the sun sets, casting long shadows over the plains, the next generation settles into the embrace of night. Their dreams are filled with the sounds and scents of the land, a silent promise that the story of the savannah will continue, written anew with each rising dawn. In the shifting tapestry of the savannah, wisdom is measured not only in years, but in the silent legacy woven by its oldest inhabitants. Here the elders walk with the weight of memory, each wrinkle, each scar, a testament to seasons survived and dangers overcome. A matriarchal elephant, her tusks worn and curved with age, leads her family along a well-trodden migratory route. She pauses at a hidden spring, buried beneath layers of drought-hardened earth, a secret passed down through generations. The younger elephants watch as she uses her strength and intuition to unearth water, her actions a living archive of survival. Around her, the herd drinks deeply, each sip a tribute to her knowledge. In the shade of an ancient acacia, a pride's oldest lioness surveys the grassland. Her amber eyes are clouded, but her senses are sharp. She recognizes the shifting wind, the subtle rustle of prey, the distant calls of rivals. Her presence brings calm to the restless cubs and confidence to the hunters. Her decisions, shaped by a lifetime of trials, guide the pride in times of feast and famine. A wizened buffalo bull, his horns chipped from countless battles, stands sentinel at the herd's edge. Younger bulls spar in mock combat, but it is the old bull's measured gaze that signals when to charge or when to stand firm against predators. His leadership, forged in the crucible of hardship, is both shield and compass for the herd. Even the smallest creatures heed the counsel of their elders. Within a bustling termite mound, the oldest queen presides over her colony, her pheromones directing workers and soldiers alike. Decades of instinct and adaptation converge in her, ensuring the mound's survival through fire, flood, and famine. Across the savannah, the wisdom of the elders echoes, unwritten, unspoken, yet indelible. Their memories chart hidden wells, safe paths, and the cycles of plenty and scarcity. They teach, not with words, but with every deliberate step, every shared glance, every act of quiet resilience. As dusk settles and the air cools, the elders gather their kin close. Beneath the stars, their presence anchors the generations, past, present and future, reminding all who walk the savannah that survival is not only a matter of strength, but of memory, patience, and the enduring wisdom of those who came before. Beneath the golden grass and sun-baked earth, a world unseen breathes life into the savannah. This is the realm of hidden networks, intricate webs of roots, fungi, and microscopic life that form the invisible pulse of the land. As dawn breaks, a camera dives below the surface, revealing a labyrinth of roots stretching in all directions. Acacia trees, though separated by distance, are bound together by fine, silken threads of mycorrhizal fungi. These underground filaments act as conduits, allowing trees to exchange nutrients, water, and even chemical warnings of approaching threats. When one tree senses the bite of a hungry giraffe, it sends a silent alarm through these fungal highways, prompting neighbours to fortify their leaves with bitter tannins. Microscopic organisms, too small to see but vital beyond measure, work tirelessly in the soil. Bacteria break down fallen leaves and animal droppings, recycling nutrients and enriching the ground. Termites, the master engineers, tunnel through the darkness, aerating the earth and mixing layers of soil. Their mounds, visible above ground, are only the tip of a vast interconnected iceberg. The roots of ancient baobabs reach deep into the earth, tapping hidden reservoirs of water. In times of drought, these silent giants share moisture with neighbouring plants, sustaining a delicate balance when the rains refuse to fall. Grasses, often overlooked, send out runners that anchor the soil and prevent erosion, knitting the savanna together like a living tapestry. Even the animals play their part in this hidden symphony. Elephants, as they roam and feed, break branches and trample the ground, creating pathways for water to seep in and seeds to take root. Dung beetles roll and bury waste, planting new life and feeding the subterranean world. Above ground, the savanna teems with visible drama, but it is the invisible pulse below that sustains the spectacle. Every blade of grass, every towering tree, every creature owes its existence to these hidden networks, ancient, enduring, and essential. As twilight falls and the surface world quiets, the underground continues its silent work, weaving the threads of life that hold the savanna together. In this unseen realm, cooperation and connection ensure that the land endures, season after season, generation after generation. After months of parched silence, a distant rumble stirs the horizon. The sky, once an unbroken expanse of blue, darkens with heavy clouds, signalling the long-awaited return of the rains. As the first drops strike the cracked earth, the savanna awakens from its slumber. Time-lapse footage reveals the transformation. Dust gives way to puddles, and within days a flush of emerald sweeps across the landscape. Seeds, dormant for seasons, sense the gentle touch of moisture and burst to life. Grasses push through the soil in unison, carpeting the plains and drawing herds from afar. Wildebeest and zebra, guided by ancient memory and the scent of fresh growth, surge onto the rejuvenated fields. Their hooves churn the mud, aerating the ground and dispersing seeds with every step. Birds, absent during the dry months, return in swirling flocks. Weavers dangle from acacia branches, weaving intricate nests that sway in the breeze. Frogs, silent for so long, emerge from hidden burrows, their calls merging into a jubilant chorus that echoes across the wetlands. In shallow pools, newly hatched tadpoles wriggle, while dragonflies dart above the water's surface, their iridescent wings catching the light. Predators, too, feel the shift. Lions and cheetahs prowl the lush grass, blending with the revived vegetation. The abundance of prey sparks a flurry of activity, new life, new hunts, and new stories written beneath the storm-lit sky. Even the smallest creatures join the celebration. Termites repair and expand their mounds, fueled by the softened earth. Dung beetles emerge en masse, rolling the bounty of the rains into the soil, ensuring the cycle of fertility continues. High above, the clouds part, revealing a rainbow arching over the transformed savanna, a fleeting promise of abundance. For a brief, miraculous window, the land pulses with energy and hope, every living thing synchronized in a dance as old as the rains themselves. And so the great return completes the savanna's eternal rhythm. The rains depart, but their legacy endures, woven into every blade of grass, every newborn calf, and every heartbeat beneath the endless African sky.